Andrew Stoner, 50, Shadow Minister for Roads, Ports, State and Regional Development, has been leader of the Nationals for 7 years now. The wilderness of opposition may be about to end. The party has 13 seats in the 93-member state lower house and expects to pick up more. Needless to say, the party resents the interventions of those pesky independents, stopping what it hopes will be a strong anti-Labor swing to force a change of government next March. The party believes federal independent MP Rob Oakeshot's recent support for the Gillard minority government will make people think twice before trusting an independent in the state political context. The Nationals have been trying to rework their image over recent years as what's called sea changers and tree changers move into their coastal electorates. I caught up with Andrew Stoner in the National Party's inner sanctum at Parliament House. Andrew Stoner, thanks very much for talking to Stateline. Richard McGovern, the local businessman standing against you as an independent in your seat of Oxley, is right, isn't he? Rural and regional communities would have much more leverage in Macquarie Street if they elected an independent. Otherwise, like the two-party system, they'd just be taken for granted.
Well, absolutely not. What regional and rural people need is a strong force within government. They don't need a commentator from the sideline. They need to be part of the winning team. And the winning team to deliver is government. And the Nationals, we hope, will be a very powerful force within a future coalition government.
But the Nats have been on the backslide against the rise of the independents. There's 6 in the bear pit at the moment over this term of the Parliament. You guys have been on the downslide. You're telling us that's going to be reversed because the cynical electorate, can I put it to you, knows that if they can get into a marginal position, they are much more powerful and they can get leverage.
Well, look, the numbers don't support that, Quentin. In the recent federal election, in the seat of Lyne, in my area on the mid-north coast, there was an 18% primary vote swing against the incumbent independent Mr Oakeshott. In the last state election, we saw a number of independent MPs actually lose their seats, albeit to the Liberal Party, the member for Manly, the member for Pittwater and the member for Hawkesbury. So it's actually the independents that have been going backwards. The Nationals picked up 2 seats in that state election from the Labor Party, being Tweed and Murray-Darling. So I don't think we're going backwards. In fact, the evidence would suggest the independents are, because people know they want a strong government that's going to be in a position to actually change and make a difference to their lives.
You've been saying as shorthand, a vote for an independent is a vote for Labor. I know you're trying to get all the voters to say you've got to get rid of the Labor government, but isn't a vote for the Nationals really a vote for the Liberal Party because you're in indivisible coalition with the Libs?
Well, Quentin, we're not indivisible. Every term we sit down and we have a new agreement, I guess a treaty between the parties, and we always reserve the right to go it alone. That hasn't been the case in New South Wales for a long time because we've got a high level of coalition unity, and I think that's what people actually want to see in a government, is not a factionalised, disunified government. Look, in terms of the line that a vote for an independent ends up being a vote for Labor, look, that's precisely what happened in the recent federal election, again in the seats of Lyne but also New England. People thought they were voting for a Conservative independent. What they got was a government that is a Labor-Greens alliance.
And you say that Rob Oakeshott, who helped deliver government to Labor, the minority Labor Party, is going to pay a high price for that?
Well, look, I just listen to people up in my area on the mid-north coast, and they're expressing to me a fair amount, a feeling of betrayal, that they voted for a guy who they thought, as an ex-national, was a Conservative and would lean towards a coalition federal government. That he didn't, I think, is going pretty badly for him and may well do so at the next election.
Can you say to the electorate before March what your priorities are in, say, the hospital system in regional and rural New South Wales? You say all these hospitals here